multiple techniques to get you pain-free and living your life. Find out more by clicking my banner icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. We are ready to help you.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM morning show. Before we get going with this great conversation, we're going to thank the sponsors that make these conversations possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. In the studio now, we have Kelsey Benteledge, a registered dietitian and nutrition educator for the St. Louis Dairy Council. How are you today, Kelsey?
I'm wonderful. I'm glad to be here.
Really happy to have you here. And, even more happy when I saw you around that corner there. She had some nice gifts for us. She had some milk and some chocolate chip cookies, of course, keeping it straight there with the dairy. And I love it. Thank you so much for those gifts, Kelsey.
Yes, I hope you all enjoy.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I haven't told anyone else in the studios yet, but once I do, they're all going to be making their way to my studio for those cookies. But it is, aside from the cookies, it is National Nutrition Month. So we're not talking too much about cookies today, Kelsey.
Well, cookies can always fit into a healthy diet.
Great.
So we can talk about that
Awesome.
if we want to fit that in.
Totally. But let's get right into it here. National Nutrition Month. It's a big month for you dietitians out there. And what does it mean to you? How did this all get started?
Yeah, so National Nutrition Month is an annual campaign. It was established way back in 1973 by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. So that's just the organization that kind of fuels all of us dietitians with evidence-based information and also sharing that with the public as well. So this year and every year they come up with a theme. So this year's theme is Beyond the Table, which kind of addresses the farm to fork aspect of nutrition, or farm to table. So dairy really fits perfectly into this theme, being that we always say dairy is the original local food, because within 48 hours of the milk coming out of the cow, it is at the grocery store. So it is very local, and it is that farm to table feel. But this Beyond the Table theme is even more than that. It's kind of like the background of where your food's coming from. So the farm that it's coming from, the food safety that goes into it, what it takes to prepare those foods, and all of those good things as well. So, and a little bit of a focus on sustainability, how we can decrease food waste from school and work and beyond as well. So.
Sure. I love how a lot of the education centers around giving students and anyone that education into where your food comes from. That Beyond the Table theme is so perfect.
Yes, we work a lot with schools at the Dairy Council, and it is so shocking how little kiddos know about where their food comes from. So that's a lot of the work that we do, is bridging that gap and showing them the dairy farms, whether it's in a presentation or bringing them out to the farm, and really just teaching them where their food comes from. That's one of my favorite parts of my job.
Absolutely, that is so cool. It's probably very fun to see those eyes light up when it all connects. That's very cool. So you're highlighting topics all month here, and each week you got a different one. So can you name off a few here?
Yeah, so with the Academy's Beyond the Table theme, they are breaking it down into weeks. Okay. So week 1 is staying nourished on a budget. So that's a really big one. And that is on, all of these things are found on their website as well. Week 2 is see a registered dietitian nutritionist. You can always ask for a referral on this. RDs, or registered dietitians, are really key in specializing your nutrition needs. There is so much nutrition information out there, and depending on where you're at, what maybe chronic illnesses you have, maybe it's diabetes or heart disease, things like that, your needs are going to vary. So a dietitian is key in giving you that personalized nutrition and helping you come up with specific goals. And then for week 3, it's going to be all about eating a variety of food from all of the food groups. So that's protein, the meats and proteins, dairy foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, all of the food groups, and just getting a variety into your diet. So that's a little bit. And then week 4 is going to be about the environment. Cool. So that sustainability aspect that we talked about.
Sure. Those are all really great tips right there. I want to run through just a couple of them here. And week 1, staying nourished on a budget. I mean, that's a big one right there. Because when you think, when you want to eat healthy, it's expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We've been learning in this month.
Yes, it definitely doesn't have to be. And, dairy is an extremely budget-friendly product that has a ton of good nutrition. Milk alone has 13 essential nutrients in it. It gets you some of those nutrients of concern into your diet that Americans come up short on. And then also there are plenty of other ways to cut budget without cutting health. Maybe it's buying frozen vegetables instead of fresh ones, or even canned vegetables as well. There's still a ton of nutrition there without breaking the bank as well.
Sure. Yeah, we mentioned some of those canned vegetables and fruits that you got to look at the product label, make sure there's no salt or additives and such. But those can be a huge money saver when you're talking fruits and vegetables.
Absolutely, they can.
That is really awesome. You spoke on talking to a registered dietitian. I mean, going to the source of the information right there would be really awesome. For me, in my mind, it seems out of reach. It seems like I don't know a dietitian other than, of course, Kelsey Benteledge here. But if you're not speaking with a dietitian for an interview, it's hard to get a hold of one. But you said there were referrals possible?
Oh, yes, absolutely. You just ask your doctor to be referred to a dietitian. You'd be surprised how many dietitians are in your community. There's quite a few in Taylorville and the surrounding communities as well. So there's lots of dietitians. It's just a matter of finding them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the week 3, talking about eating a variety of foods here. You guys are not totally biased towards the dairy. You got to be able to branch out a little bit.
Yes.
You got to hit all your food groups there. But yeah, do you see people often getting set in one food group and really focusing maybe protein or such?
Yeah, a lot of the fad diets really are big on eliminating food groups, whether it's the dairy food group or there's a lot of diets out there that want to eliminate carbohydrates. So you're eliminating whole grains out of and fruits out of the picture, and all of these foods are really important for a healthy, balanced diet. So we should be getting foods from every single food group. If you see a diet that's eliminating an entire food group, it's not a healthy diet, and it's not sustainable long term either.
How do you explain the bad words put on carbohydrates? I mean, as a dietitian, carbohydrates are absolutely needed for us, but everyone seems to think they're just adding fat on people.
Yes, and that's totally a misconception that's out there. Carbohydrates are really important for energy. That's our body's immediate source of energy. So we have to consume them throughout the day. My big advice with carbohydrates is make sure that they're whole grains or coming from fruits and whole sources. But carbohydrates are really good for our body, and we need to have them. So we're not eliminating any food groups. We need to have them all, and we need to consume them in moderation, of course. So like we said about the cookies at the beginning, they can fit into a healthy diet, of course, as long as we're having them in moderation.
Absolutely. And what was week 4?
Week 4 is about keeping the environment in mind. So there's we actually have a few things on our website about this. We have a sustainability piece about how dairy foods or dairy farms are being more and more sustainable, and that's something that they work towards and strive for at their dairy farm. Our sustainability piece is on our website. And then we also have dairy and a plant-based diet. That is also a resource that we have listed on our website as well.
Very, very cool. We're talking to Kelsey Benteledge right now, a registered dietitian and nutrition educator for the St. Louis Dairy Council. We've been talking about the topics highlighted during the weeks of National Nutrition Month. This is super awesome. You guys have highlighted a specific dairy item this month, and it makes me I don't quite like cottage cheese, but a lot of people out there do. What's the importance of cottage cheese this month?
Yeah, so we're kind of highlighting cottage cheese because it's really gained a lot of traction in the media and social media lately. So we wanted to celebrate cottage cheese during National Nutrition Month because it has that growing popularity as a powerhouse superfood. So there are tons of new recipes out there. I don't know if you've seen any of these recipes trending.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Over TikTok, I'll scroll right by them though. I see cottage cheese, I'm gone. But I need to hear about these because people are liking it seems.
Yeah, there's a ton of recipes out there. Things like cottage cheese pancakes and cottage cheese ice cream. There's so many cottage cheese toast. There's so many recipes that are out there trending. And I think the reason for that is cottage cheese it's a really good source of protein. All dairy foods are a good source of protein, but cottage cheese has a little bit more to it than even milk does. It has those 13 essential nutrients we talk about with dairy foods. And then it's just such a versatile ingredient because it's pretty mild flavor. So it can go in a lot of recipes and things like that as well. So it's trending right now. And that's why we're talking about it.
It makes a lot of sense why people are taking to it, the health benefits and the lower taste aspect. I didn't really consider consider that, but it's a great substitution in
Yes.
place of that. That's really awesome. Cottage cheese has the spotlight this month for National Nutrition Month. This is awesome. We're taking ourselves a little break as we are speaking with Kelsey Bentledge, a registered dietitian and nutrition educator for the St. Louis Dairy Council. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
This is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Are you in the market for a new vehicle? Maybe you have your eye on a new boat or camper. At TCCU, we can help you with all of these. We offer low interest rates and generous payback periods. At TCCU, we pride ourselves in providing excellent service and personal attention. So if you are looking to make a new purchase, give TCCU a chance to earn your business. We are conveniently located in Taylorville, Hillsborough, Litchfield, and Pana. You can also find us online at tccu.org. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
Marsha Webb here, your dedicated Republican candidate for Illinois State Representative from the 107th District. I want to provide transparent leadership for our district. I say transparent leadership because my opponent, while saying he's advocating for affordable energy, has taken campaign contributions from Ameren and ComEd. I'm the positive change we need in Springfield. I'd appreciate your vote for a brighter future for the 107th. I'm Marsha Webb, Republican candidate for state representative, paid for by Citizens for Marsha Webb.
Imagine if you could talk to your nurse like she was your best friend, knowing she truly listened and was invested in your care. I'm Ashley Milberg, a family medicine nurse, and at SIU Medicine, that's exactly what we believe all our patients deserve from their nurse, a trusted confidant and guide. With the latest medical expertise and advanced technology, our medical team champions your healthcare like no one else can. With SIU Medicine, you'll always have an advocate and confidant on your healthcare journey.
No taxes. No tax on Max Life mattresses. No tax on Arctic Breeze mattresses. No tax on all Bemco mattress sets. All month long, Just Beds will pay your sales tax on the entire Bemco product line in the store, even sale items. That Bemco mattress set you want? No tax. Max Life, Chatham & Wells, Arctic Breeze, or Arctic Life mattresses? No tax. All Bemco, all month, no tax. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away. See the Yawn Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale in Springfield.
Just Beds.
Christian County businesses now have another way to attract customers and promote their brand. The Miller Media Group's new 36 by 72 inch two-sided electronic sign is now live in front of our Park Street studios in Taylorville. We're offering businesses the opportunity of promoting themselves to the over 11,200 drivers a day that pass our studios. Reach out to your Miller Media Group account manager now to get on board with this digital electronic sign advertising opportunity.
This is Megan Lopez with Nesty's Burger Joint on the south side of the Taylorville Square. To see our menu, click on our icon on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
This is Shawless Nagel, Executive Director at Kimmer Village in Assumption. To learn more about our services, click on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it possible, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We are speaking right now with Kelsey Bentledge, a registered dietitian and nutrition educator for the St. Louis Dairy Council. And we just found out it's National Registered Dietitian Day. So congratulations to you. We're happy to have you, Kelsey.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Big day for our dietitians and a big month. It's National Nutrition Month. We were talking about cottage cheese when we went on the break. We're going to stick right with it because cottage cheese is very versatile and we can use it in a lot of different recipes. So talk to me about this.
Exactly. So it's got a very mild flavor and a creamy texture. And I think that's why people are picking up on it so much in trends on social media is it's just so flexible and versatile. It can be a light and creamy alternative to cream cheese, ricotta, Greek yogurts. That neutral taste that it has allows for sweet or savory. I know even people that just eat regular cottage cheese that you can go either direction. You could put tomatoes with salt and pepper, or you can add pineapples or peaches to it. So it really can go either way with the sweet or savory. You can blend it up. And then if with a quick online search, this ingredient is found in so many different dishes, including things like salads, smoothie bowls, sandwiches, dips, ice cream. The list kind of goes on and on and on.
That list can be so wide because you said sweet and savory. It's kind of tough to find something out there that'll give you that little versatility right there. So that's awesome. We learned the benefits right there of working it into your recipes and how easily you can do that. But nutritionally, how are we feeling about cottage cheese?
Yes, so it is National Nutrition Month. So cottage cheese, it's really known for its high quality protein. Dairy foods all have a high quality, complete protein that only dairy foods and meat actually can provide. So it's hard to get a complete protein from plant-based foods. That's why dairy is such a good pair with plant-based diet, because it gets you that complete protein that you need. But the high protein to calorie ratio, it's helping people to stay full longer. So that it gets you 12 grams of protein, which for reference, because not everyone knows what a gram is, an average woman should get about 45 grams of protein in a whole day. The average man should get about 55 grams. So 12 is getting you a good chunk of your way, a quarter of your way to your protein goals for the day. So that's a huge step there. And then, but it's a low calorie ratio. So you're getting a lot of protein. That protein helps to keep you full for a really long time, but you're not getting a ton of calories there. So I think that's why it's becoming so popular. And it also has healthy fats, calcium, B vitamins, which help to give us energy, phosphorus, things that support the immune system, our metabolism, and all sorts of important factors like healthy skin, healthy cells, all of that as well. So it really is a nutrition powerhouse, and that's probably why it's becoming so popular.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've talked about our New Year's resolutions in the past here. We're a bit past those. If you're still sticking on your New Year's resolution, and you've done a great job. A lot of people probably forgot about those. But when we talked health and wellness trends, I mean, how does cottage cheese fit into all of that?
Yes, we're way past the New Year's resolutions where people have fallen off, and now they're like, oh, summer's around the corner.
Gosh.
Maybe we need to hop back on that trend. So, yes, so there's lots of ways that you can get back on track, and never feel bad if you fall off track. That's the big thing, is just because you fall off doesn't mean you can't hop right back on. So that cottage cheese, like I said, it's got its protein rich content. It fits into so many different meal plans. And then, like all dairy foods, it pairs well with other food groups. Like when I think of other food groups, I think like a whole grain cereal with milk. So dairy foods really pair well with those other food groups. And then the dairy case really has something for everyone. So no matter what your health goals are, cottage cheese and other dairy foods are really great example of low calorie but high nutrition foods. So I always, as a dietitian, my favorite slogan is pick your calories by the company that they keep. And dairy has a ton of good nutrition. That's the company that dairy is keeping. And other foods like fruits, vegetables, whole grains. Just make sure when you're picking a food, you're picking a food that is even it will have calories, but it also has good nutrition too. So not empty in the nutrition department.
Yeah, really, really interesting way to look at that right here. We got 2 minutes left. We got enough time for a couple of recipes here, and all surrounding cottage cheese. Let's get a few of those out there to the listeners.
Of course. So we have a ton of actually cottage cheese recipes on our website.
Great.
So if you want to head there, check that out. It's stldairycouncil.org. But first on the list is those cottage cheese pancakes. I mentioned them earlier in the segment. I love to do these I have a 1-year-old, and it's a great way to get a little bit of extra protein and nutrition into a pancake that he knows and loves. So cottage cheese pancakes is really simple, really easy, adds protein, adds some moistness and texture to the pancake as well. A lot of people are doing cottage cheese parfaits. So instead of like a yogurt parfait, people are putting fruit and granola onto cottage cheese instead of yogurt. So that's an option as well. Yeah. So also smoothies, typically yogurt goes in smoothies, but people are trying it out with cottage cheese now. So that's a new thing as well. People, avocado toast was all the rage for the longest time. It might still be the rage, but the new trend is cottage cheese toast. So people are putting cottage cheese on a toast, and I've tried it. It's delicious. You can put the everything seasoning on top of it, just like you do with the avocado toast, and it's really, really good. So that's an option as well.
It's really awesome. And Kelsey, we are out of time here, but
Yeah.
thank you for presenting some of those recipes right there. And they can find all the recipes at stldairycouncil.org. Is that right for you?
Yes.
Awesome.
They
And Kelsey,
can.
thank you so much for taking the time with us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. That was Kelsey Benjelich, a registered dietitian and nutrition educator for the St. Louis Dairy Council. My name has been Tim Zalabak right here on WTIM, your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville.